Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps, and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Excellent. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we'll begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then we'll stretch down low to our toes. Now let's go back up high one more time, guys. And this time, can we go tippy-toe high? And when we're there, let's have a wave side to side. Very good. And then back down to touch our toes. Stand up straight, guys. Let's have a shake. Shake it out. Arms and legs. Shake it out. Perfect. And next, hands on hips. And we'll have a wiggle side to side. Wiggle side to side. Stop. And another wiggle. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And we'll go round and round. Round and round. Round and round, and stop. And let's go back the other way, guys. Round and round the other way to finish. Perfect. Give our spines a nice stretch. And then to finish, we'll do 5 claps. 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant, guys. Have a seat. In our previous math lesson, we learned how to look at different types of numbers and decide which ones are bigger, smaller, and equal. Does anybody remember what... Comparing numbers. Well done. To look at different objects or numbers and decide which is bigger or smaller, That's what we call comparing. So let's write that phrase on the board first, guys. C-O-M-P-A-R-I-N-G. Comparing. Numbers. N-U-M-B-E-R-S. So all together, comparing numbers. Yes, that's the process by which we look at numbers and decide which are bigger or smaller. And sometimes, if they're the same, equal. So remember, in the previous lesson, we learned about a few different types of symbols. The first symbol we used looked like this. Does anybody remember what that symbol represents? Greater than. Excellent. Greater than is a fancy term for bigger. Okay? In maths, we say greater than, but it basically means bigger. So let's write greater than. G-R-E-A-T-E-R. Greater or bigger. And then T-H-A-N. Greater than. And the opposite of greater than or bigger is smaller or less than. And for the opposite, we draw the opposite sign. You can see this symbol looks like an arrow pointing to the right for greater than. So for less than, we do an arrow pointing in the opposite direction. You see? It's the exact opposite of greater than. And we call this less than. L-E-S-S. Than. T-H-A-N. Now remember in the last lesson too, a way that you might be able to remember what sides the different symbols point to, look at the letter L. And although it's not perfectly the same, you can see that there is sort of a letter L there. So if you see this sign, remember L for less than. But there was a third symbol. If we have two numbers that are exactly the same, yes, we use a sign we all know already. This is the equals sign, or the equal symbol. And we use this to say equal. Excellent, guys. Equal to. So our three symbols, greater than, less than, equal to. Great. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have some of my students demonstrate their knowledge by closing their eyes. Then I will write two numbers on the board. Our students will have to come forward and compare the two numbers and write the correct symbol in the middle. So first of all, guys, we need two symbols. And we need two numbers. Okay, and the first student who will come forward to demonstrate her understanding is Prau. So Prau, come and join me, please. Now, first of all, we'll speak the numbers together. So our first number here.
25,270.
Okay.
25,225.
Yes. Now these two numbers look very similar. The twos are the same. So we can't compare them two, they're the same. Fives are the same. Remember, when comparing, we start from the left and we move to the right. Twos are the same. Sevens are the same. But how about our final digit? 0, 5. So which number can we say is greater than? 5. Yes? We can say that this number is greater. So Prau, what symbol do we need to use to represent the two digits? Less than, yes. This number is less than this number. So we can say 25,270 is less than 25,275. Prao, that was excellent. Very well worked out. High five and a big round of applause for Prao. And let's do some more. So let's close our eyes again, guys. Now it's the turn of Pat to come forward and demonstrate his understanding of comparing numbers. So Pat, come and join me at the front, please. Now, first of all, guys, we'll always read our numbers and speak them. So we have 8,642. But then we have 8,462. So now Pat has to compare the two numbers and decide if this number is greater than or less than. So what do we think, Pat? We can start on the left. Is 8 bigger than 8? No, that's equal. So then we move to the next column in the place value. 6 and 4. Now, is 6 bigger than 4?
Yes.
So we can say greater than. So we can use this symbol to represent the two numbers. Excellent, Pat. Well done. Because you can see here, the first digits are the same. But then when we move to the next column, 6 is greater than 4. So we can say 8,642 is greater than 8,462. Pat, excellent. Very well worked out. Big round of applause for Pat, guys. And let's do one more, just so we know our students understand completely. Okay, and now it's Dan's turn to come forward and demonstrate her knowledge of comparing numbers. And this time we have to look very closely. What numbers do we have, guys?
329.
Okay, 329. And now, what's the next number?
329.
Okay, so which number is greater than?
2.
No numbers are greater than. Which numbers are less than? No numbers are less than because equal to. So you see, when we have two numbers exactly the same, we have to use the equal sign. And this represents 329 is equal to 329. That's very good, and you can see Dan, well worked out. High five, big round of applause for Dan. And round of applause for everyone, guys. That was very well remembered. And what we're going to do now in today's lesson, we're going to move on. We're not going to be looking just at comparing numbers, although that is what we need to do initially. But then we have to look at a series of numbers and put them into order depending on the size. So what we need to learn is first how to compare and then put different numbers into the correct series. And this is what we call, guys, ordering numbers, putting them into order. And now we've got a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe and listen to. So let's turn our chairs to look at the screen, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation about ordering numbers. Now, what ordering means is putting numbers into the correct sequence based on size. Okay? So we could start with the smallest number here, which is 100. Okay? Then we can move to the next biggest number, which is 1,000. Then the next biggest number after that, 10,000. Next we have 100,000. And then finally the biggest number, 1 million. You can see these numbers have been put into order based on size. And there's two different ways to do it, so let's find out. How can we put different numbers into order? Compare the number of digits, the number with more digits is biggest. If the number of digits are equal, compare the numbers from the left. Use the place value table to compare the digits of both numbers. Okay, so there are two different ways to put various numbers into order. The first way is ascending order. The first way is ascending order, which means from smallest to biggest. You can see that all of the numbers, we start with the smallest number, 213, and then what's the next number? 230. Yes, so we go from the smallest to the next smallest. And then we have? Yes. And then? 277. And then we have?
291.
So you see, each time the number is getting bigger. We start with the smallest, then the next smallest, then the next, and this is what we call ascending order, from smallest to biggest. The second way is descending order, which means from biggest to smallest. Yes, here we can see we start with the biggest number. How many, guys? 291. And then our next,
277.
and then
245. 230.
213. So you can see this way of ordering is to start with the biggest and then work our way down to the smallest. This is what we call descending order. Yes, ascending means going up and descending means going down. So, how can we sort the above numbers into ascending order? Yes, we need to put the numbers into ascending order, going up. So start with the smallest. Which is the smallest number?
708.
Very good. You see, each time we go to the next biggest number.
23,045.
Excellent, guys. And then finally, we have
29,736.
brilliant, guys. Well done. You see, each time we start from the smallest and then work our way up to the next biggest. This is what we call ascending order. Smallest to biggest. But then the second way we've learned to do, how can we sort the above numbers into descending order? Yes, now remember, descending is going the opposite way, starting with the biggest and then going down. So which is the biggest number?
15,572.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you really sure?
Yes.
Okay, and then we go down to the next biggest.
15,534.
Excellent, guys. Then what comes next? What number? 8,002.
7,082. 704.
Brilliant, guys. Well done. So you see, you're learning how, first of all, we need to compare and then put into order. And the two ways to put into order, going up, ascending, or like this one, going down, descending. Any questions? Okay, guys, that was great. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation about how to put numbers into order based on size. And remember, there's two main ways of doing this, to go from smallest to biggest, which is called ascending order, or to go from biggest to smallest, which is descending order. And we'll be practicing some more really soon. But for now, guys, it's time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this sequence, we'll start with some rotations. So let's go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent, guys. Now we'll do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Now let's have a shake. Shake it out. Shake it out. Arms and legs, shake it out. And to finish, we will do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So now we're going to learn about the process of ordering numbers again. And we'll have some students demonstrate their understanding. But first of all, let's write that phrase on the board, guys. Ordering. O-R-D-E-R-I-N-G. Ordering. And numbers, N-U-M-B-E-R-S. Ordering numbers. Yes. Now remember, I said there are 2 main ways of ordering numbers. The first way we're going to practice is to go from the smallest number to the biggest. Does anybody remember? Smallest to biggest. Begins with ascending. Okay? So we've got ascending, A-S-C-E-N-D-I-N-G. So ascending means to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, from smallest to biggest. And then we have descending D, E, S, C, E, N, D, I, N, G. Descending to go from biggest to smallest. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask my students to close their eyes, and I'll write some numbers on the board. And first of all, I want my students to come forward and put these numbers into ascending order. So let's see, we need some numbers first. Okay, so the pen is now with Nadia. Nadia, can you come and join me at the front of class, please? So what I'm going to ask Nadia to do is to put our numbers into ascending order, which means to go from smallest to biggest. So first of all, guys, what numbers do we have? 604.
23, 102, 3048.
Excellent. So Nadia, can we start with the smallest number? 23. Perfect. Now, what's the next number we have to...
102.
The next smallest. Well done. And then...
304.
Perfect, Nadia. Very well.
408.
3,408. Excellent. Oh, apart from the final digit, which should be 8. That's perfect, Nadia. Excellently well done. 23, 102, 604, 3,408 is our numbers put into ascending order. Nadia, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Nadia, guys. Okay, so now I need my students to close their eyes again. Okay, and now it's Bangpon's turn. And what Bangpon's going to do, he's going to show how to order the numbers in the opposite direction. This time we're going to do descending numbers or descending order. So what we need to do, we need to start with the biggest and then go down to the lowest. So Bangpon, what's the biggest number?
3,408.
Perfect. And then
104. 102. 23.
excellent. You see how both sets of numbers are the same, but they're going in opposite directions. This is what we call ascending order,
Ascending order.
and this is what we call descending order. Bangpon, that was excellent. Very well done. High five and a big round of applause for Bangpon, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video and play on again in your room with your students for around 10 minutes or so, and have a different student practice their understanding of ordering numbers each time. So guys, let's close our eyes and let's see who will go next. But this time we need another set of numbers. This time it's the turn of Pak Bung. If Pak Bung can come and join me. Now guys, what shall we have Pak Bung do? Shall Pak Bung do ascending or descending? Descending. Okay, our students have spoken and Pak Bung will now put these numbers in descending order, which means start with the biggest and go to the smallest. So Pak Bung, what's the biggest number you can see?
1,408.
Excellent. And don't forget our comma, that's brilliant.
723.
723.
508.
Yes.
506. 11.
Perfect. You can see Pak Bung has correctly demonstrated putting numbers into descending order. Our biggest number, 1,408, then 723, 508,
506, 11.
and finally 11, our smallest number. Pak Bung, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pak Bung, guys. So now I need a student to demonstrate ascending order. So let's close our eyes. And now it's the turn of Net. Net, come and join me at the front. Net will show us how to put the same set of numbers into ascending order. So you can stand here with me, Net. And remember, ascending means start with the smallest and then go to the biggest. So what's the smallest number we can see, guys? 11. 2 digits, so we can write 11. Excellent, Net. Now, 506.
508.
508. You see, each time we're going to the next biggest number. This is ascending. 723, yes. And then finally, our biggest number, 1,408. That's brilliant, Net. Well done. So you see, we've got one set of numbers, but we've ordered them 2 different ways. Biggest to smallest, descending order. Smallest to biggest, ascending order. Okay, guys? Net, that was excellent. High five. Big round of applause for Net. And big round of applause for everyone, guys. That was great. Well done. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, what you need to do is print off a worksheet for each of the students in your class. And what our students need to do is they need to look at the 2 different sets of numbers. And what we're asking them to do is demonstrate their understanding by, with the first set of numbers, they have to sort them into ascending order. Remember, guys, ascending is start smallest and go to the biggest. Then, for the second set of numbers, it's to go in the opposite direction, descending, which is to start with the biggest and move to the smallest. But what's the first thing to do, guys? Write our names on top. And we'll give our students around 10 minutes for this activity, and teachers just monitor the class and help them with anything they need. So, Lakdal, this one's for you. Prel, this one's for you. You're welcome. Net, for you. Nadia, for you. Pat, for you. Pak Bung, this one's for you. And Shu, finally, this one's for you. So guys, have a look at the numbers. Don't rush. The first thing we need to do is compare them. For the first set of numbers, we're looking to go from the smallest to the biggest. So find the smallest number. And remember, from what we've learned earlier, we can count the digits. the number with the smallest digits is always the smallest. And then work our way up. If you need any help, let me know. So remember, Nadia, ascending, smallest to biggest. Smallest to biggest. Okay? Excellent, proud, very good. Like now, that's brilliant. So we start small and each time we go bigger. That's what we call ascending order. Bang on, excellent. And then for the second set of numbers, we're asking our students to go the opposite way, descending. Start with the biggest and then move your way down. So next, what we do, in this box of numbers, which is smallest? 702. Excellent. And what you can do if you want, guys, cross out your numbers after you've used them, so you know that one's been used. So 702, and then, excellent, 3,468. So two, we have 702, correct, smallest number. But then what's the next smallest? 702 has how many digits? 1, 2, 3. So how about this number here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be our next smallest number. Like how that's perfect. Excellent. Excellent, Pro. Excellent. Brilliant. Bang on. Well done. Good to see you all understand well, guys. Yeah, that's well done. So you see, each time the numbers get bigger until we end up with the biggest. And then for the second one, descending, start big and go small. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to show their understanding by writing the first group of numbers in ascending order. And remember, guys, ascending, smallest to biggest. And then the second set of numbers we had to do in the opposite order, descending. And descending means start with the biggest and then go to the smallest. And my students here all did a very good job, so well done, guys. That was great. And that's it for today's lesson. So we hope you've enjoyed it and found it interesting too, and now understand the two different ways to put numbers into order based on size. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you again soon.